and I have my teacher. This is my teacher. My teacher is on my laptop. I'm going to bring up the program now. My teacher is on my laptop. My teacher actually shows me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, how to improve my putting stroke. But you know what this is? Let me tell you what this is in a nutshell. You looking at this? Yeah. Everyone sees this? Look very carefully. Do you know what I'm holding in my hands? Okay, I'm going to tell you what else I'm holding in my hands. I'm holding in my hands $1 billion. You see this? You see this? This is $1 billion. Huh? It's worth $1 billion. Actually, it's worth more. The technology. See, this is something that goes back to what I was saying to you. This right here, this is the greatest thing that if you use it right, guess what? It will pay dividends. You heard what I said? It'll pay dividends. If you treat your brain right, and you do the right thing, and you have a great respect for knowledge, if you have a great respect for knowledge, it will respect you. Now, as I was saying to Mr. Leach, I said that developing this technology was not an easy thing. You know why? Because not only is it computerized, but I can play anyone else with this same kind of golf club over the internet anywhere in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And guess what? It's a technology. Meaning that a technology is something that you can bend and shape any way you want. So if I wanted to box any one of you from my home in Japan, I can take this same technology, put it in a pair of boxing gloves, and we can have a contest. If I wanted to play someone chess, I can play you over the internet with real chess pieces. If I wanted to play someone tennis, I can play you over the internet with an interactive sports tennis apparatus. You see where I'm going? Okay, that's why I said this represents $1 billion. And it took, listen to me very carefully, it took 15 years plus to perfect it. And the actual time was pretty much like 24 years. Because I've always had a natural curiosity to use my knowledge of sports, not just running and jumping and playing, but understanding what's underneath the hood, so to speak. So when I see someone swinging a club, I wanted to understand the science behind it. If I saw someone punch, I wanted to understand the science behind it. You see where I'm going? Yeah. Okay. This guy right here is my teacher. So I'm going to hit a golf ball. Not going to hit it far because I can't chase it down. I have a limited amount of time. And I want you to see what my friend is going to do. He's my teacher. I'm not a golfer, I'm a scientist, but he's my teacher. Hold on 1 second, I just need to check it. You can't hear the sound, but it actually says sweet spot. Let me see if I can turn it up. Now I'm going to hit it again. I actually hit the golf ball right in the middle. That's the sweet spot. Now I'm going to hit it on the toe. Now watch my teacher. He's going to do exactly what I'm doing here.
Right.
Sweet spot. You heard right? Now watch. You see that? Now I'm going to hit it on the toe. You have to be quiet so you can hear it.
Left.
idea. And let me, as I'm wrapping up, let me just tell you a little bit about the science. Now, what did it take to develop the science? It took an understanding of, listen carefully, psychology. What you wanted to study, young ladies? It took an understanding of the neurosciences. Listen carefully. It took an understanding of electrical engineering. It took an understanding of mechanical engineering. It took an understanding of computer science. It took an understanding of computer engineering. You see where I'm going? It took an understanding of sensor technology. There are just so many different areas that a small group of dedicated scientists needed to understand to develop this. You will never ever hear of a story of this person selling his company, which he hopes to sell next year for less than $2 billion. It won't happen. What I'm saying to you is that what I've done is very minor compared to the capabilities that you have within yourself. Now, what am I doing for New York City? I'm hoping if everything goes my way, and hopefully it will, to build a $20 million science and technology center for innovation. And you know what's going to be there in this center? It's going to take sports, rap music, my two new fields in engineering that I co-created and created, and we're going to blend it such that there is no subject known to man that you will not be able to learn as easy as 1, 2, 3, but more importantly, have fun in doing it. That's my promise. Now, what African people did way back when is that we studied the phenomena that takes place every time you walk outside. Listen to this very carefully. Every time you walk outside, there's electrical phenomenon taking place. They call it electromagnetic wave, and then there's radio wave. But inside your body is something akin to electronics. You know, there's a battery in there. You know, there's electrical activity in there. In fact, now we're beginning to understand that inside your body, that the phenomenon of electrical or electrochemical reactions in the body, when it changes and the battery starts to die, that may spell sickness. Now, if you find a way to recharge that natural phenomenon in the body, then you may find a way to heal your body. Now, conversely, when you go outside, there's all types of phenomenon happening. If you have a cell phone, you know these cell phones are picking up natural signals in the environment, or man-made signals that interact with the natural signals in the environment. African people learned a long time ago how to interpret this information. Now, let me give you a hint. Don't put that cell phone near your brain, because, and you tell your parents the same thing, because there have been studies done that says that that cell phone glued to your brain can give you cancer. Cancers in the body. Are you listening carefully? So, let me say it one more time. Do not put that cell phone near your brain, because there have been studies done that indicate that these cell phones can possibly give you cancers throughout your body. Did you hear what I said? Let me finish. Now, what is the best way to prevent it? Let me just give you a hint. If anyone in your family is sick with any illness, they should never use a cell phone. Never, for any reason. Maybe such for an emergency reason. Number 2, headphones. I should say headphone to the cell phone, are you listening? Is a step better. But still there's radiation, electromagnetic radiation going to the brain, but it's not as quite extensive as putting a whole phone to your head. Number 3, speakerphone is the third option. Okay. Everything that's developed in this country and around the world, people study science to create it. And if you do the same, then you can be some of America's greatest creators in the next 5 to 10 years. Any more questions? Yes, Dennis. Yes, Dennis.
Well, how did you get all that advanced technology that's ahead of the golf course? Because that much technology isn't even into that big old projector. So how did you get all of that much technology from the golf course?
Oh, such an excellent question. Took a lot of research. But you know how it starts? Let me give you the quickest thing, because I know everybody want to run out of here. I'm going to give you the quickest thing. You got to have a vision, meaning that you have to know where you want to go. And then you have to know how to get there, meaning that it's almost like driving a car. You get in the car, you say, I'm going down to 110th Street. You got to go down some main avenue to get there. That's the same thing with technology. You have to have the vision. That's the car. Then you have to have the people to get in the car to drive it. That's the scientists and engineers, because it all works together. Yes, young lady?
Where did you get the idea for making a virtual reality golf course?
Well, it's not virtual. You see, let me give you a brief education on the technology. Just 10 seconds. When you have something that you hold in your hands, like this, listen carefully, because, see, I'm about teaching young people like you. I'm not interested in seeing you play a Nintendo and Sega and Sony. I'm more interested in teaching you how to build better technologies than that. If you hold something in your hand like this, it's no longer virtual, it's real. Keep that in mind. This is now a real game. Everything you play at home is virtual. This is not virtual. Yes?
Is that really $1 billion?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, let me give you. I'm going to ask you a question. You play a game? Okay. What game do you play? PS2. What kind of games are on your PS2? Okay. What else? Okay. Now, imagine this for a second. You're playing, let's say, golf, or you're playing boxing, and you have on real boxing gloves, right? And you're going to be boxing against and seeing someone in Japan, right? Or in Africa. And you're boxing against them, and each time you throw a punch, you're scoring. You can hear the punches. You can feel them, right? And you got on real boxing gloves. Do you think that compares with having, a joystick or something? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you can tell what it's worth. You compare it to what's present versus where everyone's going to go. That's what we call a futurist, and that's how you project into the future. Yes, in fact.
My name is Lana, and I would like to get into the field of work that you are in, computers and technology, things like that. So how would I start?
Well, I'm going to give you a quick fix. I'm going to give everyone my email address, and you can email me. I'm going to say it a couple of times. Okay, my email address